Hello guys, welcome to another video. This one is paper 2-2 of October and November 2014. Okay, so let's move on to question number 1. So here we have on each of the Venn diagrams, shade below the region which is represents in the set. So let's see what is the first one. Here we have A intersecting B union C prime. So A intersecting B will be this one. And union C prime will be everything outside of C. So basically everything outside of C. Okay, here you go. That is your answer for question number 1. Now, sorry for part 1. Now for part 2, we have A prime outside of A intersecting B union C. So it will be only this B union C but outside of A. Okay, that is your answer for part 1. Now for part B, in a year of group of 98 pupils, so we have 98. F is a set who plays football and H is a set who plays hockey. Okay, we have two sets, F and H. There are 60 pupils who play football and 50 who play hockey. That is good to know. Now the number of that plays football, both sports is x, and the number who plays neither is 30 minus 2x. Find the value of x. So in those kind of questions, it's always best to draw a Venn diagram. So let's say I have one set here, which is football. I have one set here, which is hockey. So F and H. Now we have this one which says, okay, this one, the number of that play both sports is x, so x will be both sports. Also the number that plays neither sport is this, which is 30 minus 2x, will be outside of those two sets. And what's next? Here we have 60 play football, which means this is 60. So what is here? Here it is 60 minus x. Same thing for h, so this is 50. So here will be 50 minus x. But now we know that everything together will have to be 98. So let's do that. So we have 60 minus x plus 50 minus x plus 30 minus 2x have to give you 98 people. Let's simplify. So x cancel out. We have this plus this, that will be 80. This plus 80, that will be, let's use your calculator, should be 140, but 60 plus 80 should be 140. So 140. And then you have minus x minus 2x, that will be minus 3x. This is 98. So let's simplify. Here you will have 140 minus 3x equal to 98. So 3x is equal to 140 minus 98. That should be 42. Now x is equal to 42 divided by 3. That should be 14. So the value of x is equal to 14, and that is your question number 1. Let's move on to your question number 2. So we have to solve this inequality. As always, first thing we have to expand. We have what is x plus 1 square. This will be x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now let's bring this here. You will have on one side we have 9x squared plus 2x minus 1 less than x squared plus 2x plus 1. Now we have to bring this on this side. You will have 9 minus 1, that will be 8 x squared. So these two will be cancelled out. Minus 1 minus 1, that will be minus 2 less than 0. Now the next thing we can do is we can factorize. Observe here we have 2 outside. You will have 4x squared minus 1 less than 0. Now next step, if you observe, what is 4? 4 is 2 times 2. Now 4x squared, it is 2x squared. Now this one will become 4x squared minus 1. It is the same as 2x squared minus 1 squared, which is 2x plus 1 and 2x minus 1. Let's replace back here. You will have 2x plus 1 and then 2x minus 1. Let's first find the critical values. That will be 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. 2x minus 1 is equal to 0. X is equal to minus 1 over 2 and x is equal to 1 over 2. So for these two values of x, let's find what region we're looking for. Look at this equation. As you can see, here we have a positive value before x squared. It means that your graph will look something like this. This value here will be minus half, and this is half. And we're trying to find values which is below. So below this line, that will be these, right? So x have to be between half and this. So this will be your answer for part 2. Now for part 3, solve this equation. Let's observe to see what we have. So here we have log 2. So here we have log base 2, log base 2. Here we have number 2. So how would you convert this to log base 2? As you know, number 2 is equal to 2 will be here, log 2, 2. Which means that will be log base 2 of 4. Replace back, you will have log base 2 of x plus 3 is equal to log base 2 of 4 plus log base 2 of y. Simplify. Here we have log base 2 of x plus 3. And if you combine them together, so log 2, so when you have plus, you can just multiply them. That become 4y. Next step, if you have these two can go away, you will have x plus 3 equal to 4y. That's our first equation. Now for this one, pretty easy. We can just send this one directly over here. That will become x plus y equal to 2 power 3, which is 8. So you have second equation, x plus y is equal to 8. That is number 2. Let's make x the subject of formula. So x is equal to 4y minus 3. Replace back, you will have here x. So x is 4y minus 3 plus y is equal to 8. So 4y plus this, that will give you 5y, and that will be 11. Y will be 11 over 5. So what is 11 divided by 5? That should be 2.2. Now we have to find the value of x. X will be 4 times 2.2 minus 3. Times 4 minus 3, that should be 5.8. Okay, so the value of x and y, so let's write this down. X is 5.8 and y is 2.2. Well, of course, this is your values in decimal. You can always leave your values in fractions as well. That will be question number 3. Now, moving on to question number 4. The function f and g are defined as follows. The first one is we have to find this one. So first we can find what is f of 37. That will be square root of 37 minus 1 minus 3, which is root of 36 minus 3, which is 6 minus 3, which is 3. So this is 3. So this is equal to g of 3, which is 3 minus 2 divided by 2 times 3, that will be 6 minus 3. That is 1 over 3 as your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, we have to find an expression for f inverse of x. As always, you have to let y equal to f of x. So y is equal to root x minus 1 minus 3. Now next step, we have to make x the subject of formula. First we have to send this over here. You will have y plus 3 equal to root x minus 1. Now y plus 3 square become x minus 1 From this you have x is equal to 1 plus y square. Now as always, it is in terms of x, so we have to make f inverse be in terms of x, which is 1 plus x plus 3 square. That will be expression for f inverse. Now for part 3, find an expression for g inverse. So same steps, let y equal to g of x. So y is equal to x minus 2 over 2x minus 3. Next step is to cross multiply. You will have 2xy minus 3y equal to x minus 2. Now you send x to one side, you will have 2xy minus x is equal to 3y minus 2. If we take x outside, you will have 2y minus 1 is equal to 3y minus 2. Now x is equal to 3y minus 2 divided by 2y minus 1. And now, as always, have to replace back the value of x in the equation. That will be 3x minus 2 over 2x minus 1. That is for g inverse. Now, question number 5, we have to find the number of B in the bacteria B in the culture. T after the first observation is given by this equation. Okay. Now for part 1, find the initial number present. So initial is at t equal to 0. So B is equal to 500 plus 400. When this is 0, that will be 500 plus 400 times 1, which is 900. That will be your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, find the number present after 10 days. So when t is equal to 10, that will be B is equal to 500 plus 400 E. So what is 0.2? So 0.2 times 10, that will be 2. So 500 plus 400 exponential square. That will be 3455.6. Now if you want to write this down correct to 3SF, you can do that. That will be 3460. That will be your answer for part 2. Now for part 3, we have to find the rate at which the bacteria is increasing after 10 days. So the rate is always dB by dt. So we have B given to you by 500 plus 400 E, 0.2 T. So what is dB by dt? That will be, this will be 0 plus 0.2 times 400 E 0.2 T, which is, so what is 0.2 times 400? That will be 80. That will be 80 E power this. So now we have to find dB by dt at t is equal to 10. So 80 times E times 10, that will be 2. So 80 exponential square, that should be 591.12, which is 591, correct to 3SF. After 10 days, the rate, so bacteria per days. That's the rate of increase of bacteria after 10 days. Now for part 4, we have find the value of t when b is equal to 10,000. So b is given by this equation, plus 400 exponential 0.2 t. Now, when b is equal to 10,000, that is, replace back here, you will have 500 plus 400 e 0.2 t. So 400 exponential 0.2 t is equal to 9500. So e exponential 0.2 t is equal to 95 divided by 400. That should be 23.75, right? Now we have to send e over here. That will become 0.2 t. That will be ln 23.75. So t is equal to ln 23.75 divided by 0.2. So ln answer divided by 0.2, that should be 15.8. Correct to 3SF. That will be your value of t, for which b is equal to 10,000. Now that is your question number 5. Let's move on to question number 6. So calculate the coordinates of the points where this line cuts the curve this. So let's solve this equation. Here we have y, replace back in y. So let's see, you have x squared plus y squared, that will become x plus 2 squared equal to 10. So what is this? X plus 2 squared is given by x squared plus 4x plus 4. Replace back, you will have x squared plus x squared plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 10. So now we have to simplify this 2 and this 2. That will become 2x squared plus 4x. We bring this over here, you will have 4 minus 10. That will be minus 6 equal to 0. Next step is to divide by 2 everywhere. You will have x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now this one is an easy quad equation we can factorize. So 2 brackets, x squared is x times x, and 3 is 3 times 1. So for us to get plus 2, we have to do plus 3 minus 1. So x is equal to 1, x is equal to minus 3. Now let's find the corresponding value for y. So when x is equal to 1, what is the value for y? Replace back in this equation, you will have y is equal to x plus 2. That will be 3. That will be minus 1. So the points so we have 2 points. One is 1, 3, and then minus 3, minus 1. 2 points. That is part 1. Now find the exact values of m for which this line is a tangent to the curve this. So when you see tangent to the curve, you have to know we are trying to find b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. So we have to use that in this question. So again, here we have y, here we have y squared. So same steps, x squared plus mx plus 5 squared is equal to 10. So you will have x squared plus m squared x squared plus 10mx plus 25 is equal to 10. Now simplify, this 2 will become 1 plus m squared, x squared will be outside, here you will have 10 mx, 25 minus 10, that will be plus 15 equal to 0. Now what is the next step? Here is a, that is b, and that is c. Because it is only a tangent, we have to use b squared minus 4ac equal to 0. So what is b squared minus 4ac? So b squared is 10m squared minus 4 times a is this one, and times c will be 15 is equal to 0. So let's simplify. First will be 100 m squared. Now 4 times 15 is 60. That will be minus 60 minus 60m squared. So this will become 40m squared is equal to 60. M squared is equal to 6 over 4, which is 3 over 2. So values for m will be plus minus root of 3 over 2. And this is your answer for part 2, for the values of m. Exact values of m plus minus root 3 over 2. That is your question number 6. Now let's move on to question number 7. A particle moving in a straight line passes through a fixed point O. The displacement x of the particle t seconds after passing O is given to you by this equation. So that is the most important thing we need to know from this question right now. Part 1, find an expression for the velocity at time t. So pretty easy. So v is equal to dx by dt. That will be 1 plus 2 cos t. That is your answer for part 1. Now for part 2, when the particle is first at rest we know v is equal to 0. Find the value of t. So pretty easy. V is this equation, 1 plus 2 cos t. Now v is equal to 0. So we have 1 plus 2 cos t is equal to 0. Which means cos t, 2 cos t is equal to minus 1. So cos t is equal to minus half. So t will be cos inverse of minus half, which should give you the correct answer. So cos inverse of minus half, that should give me 120. So what is 120 degrees? So t is in terms of radians. So we know that pi is equal to 180 degrees. So 120 degrees is just pi divided by 180 times 120. It is just 120 divided by 180, which is 2 over 3 pi. So t is equal to 2 over 3 pi, or you can write as decimal place, which is not exact, but that's okay as well. So 2 times pi divided by 3. That should be 2.09 seconds, correct to 3SF. That is value of t in terms of decimals for seconds. And you can write exact value as well if you want to, but I think this is the best to go with when you work with time. Now part 3, find its displacement and its acceleration. So as you have seen from part 1, displacement x was given to you by t plus 2 sine t. So now x is equal to 2.09 plus 2 sine 2.09. That is given to you by what? So answer plus 2 sine answer. In terms of radians, that will be 3.83. That is in terms of meters for x. Now to find the acceleration, we first have to find the formula that we have. So we know that a, which is acceleration, is equal to dv by dt. That is equal to what? That should be, this is 0, then that become minus 2 sine t. So let's replace the value of t by 2.09. So a is equal to what? Minus 2 sine 2.09. That should give you minus 1.74 meters per second square. So this is the two values that we need for question part 3 of 7. Now let's move on to question number 8. So given that we have this y, find dy by dx. So as you can see, this one is a fraction. We can use the quotient rule. Pretty easy. So dy by dx is equal to, so first you have to bring this up. That will become 2 plus x squared. You leave it by itself. Then you have to do dy by dx of the top. That will become 2x. Then we have to minus. Then we leave this one alone, so x squared. Then we have to do dy by dx of the base. That will become 2x. Okay. Then we have to divide everything by the base square, which is 2 plus x squared square. Now next step, let's simplify the top. So let's take this aside. Let's bring this on the side. So what is this? That will become 4x plus 2x cubed. And what is this? That is minus 2x cubed. So that goes away. So you have only 4x remaining. So that will give you 4x over 2 plus x squared square. So which means dy by dx is equal to this, where k is the value 4. That is part 1. Now for part 2, hence find this. So to find this, if you observe, let's see. So how do you convert dy by dx to y? As you know, to convert dy by dx to y, we have to integrate dy by dx. That will give you y. So same steps. Let's look at those two. If you want to integrate this one, let's say integrate this one, 4x over 2 plus x squared dx, that should give you the same function y from the beginning, which is x squared 2 plus x squared. So using this, you get this. Now we have to find this one. So the only difference this and from this that we can see is that we don't have 4 here, right? So that is the only difference. So pretty easy. So same way, we can just divide by 4 to get, so let's do this step by step. Okay, so we know that if we integrate this 4x over 2x squared by dx, that should give you x squared over 2x this. Now we only have 1 here. How can we make this one? We can just take out the value of 4. That will be this, which is exactly what we are trying to find, right? This is exactly what we are trying to find. This is equal to the same thing, right? And then we can just send this value of 4 over here. That will become integration of x over 2 plus x squared dx should give you x squared, that will be 4 here, 2 plus x squared. And this is your answer for part 2, this one. Okay, and that is question number 8. Let's move on to question number 9. So integers a and b are such that this equal to this. Find the possible values of a and the possible values of b. So step by step, first let's look at these two. So on one side, let's look at this. We have a plus 3 root 5 square. Expand, you will have a square plus 2 times a times this, that will become 6 root 5 a plus 9 times 5. That is a square plus 6 root 5 a plus 45. That is this one. Now let's simplify. Let's bring this back in the main equation you will have. So here you have a square plus 6 root 5 a plus 45 plus a minus b root 5. Okay, let's see what do we get. So so let's group all the a's together. So we have a square here, we have a, and we have a here, we have 45, and we have minus b root 5. So let's group the roots together. So roots and roots, let's see what we have. So first let's get this one and this one together. So we have 6 root 5a minus b root 5. That is equal to what? Let's take the root 5 out. You will have 6a minus b. That is one good thing. And then here we have a square remaining plus 45 plus a. Okay, so your equation is have two parts. One is a square plus 45 plus a, and then plus root 5. That will be 6a, not b, 6a minus b equal to 51. So this is your constant, and as you can see, we don't have any root 5, sorry. So which means the coefficient of root 5 is 0, is this, and 51 is this. So let's equate. You will have a square plus 45 plus a equal to 51. And here you will have 6a minus b is equal to 0. Okay, I feel like that was somewhat confusing. Let me try to re-explain this part. So here we have, let's say, we have a square plus 6 root 5 a plus 45 plus a minus b root 5, and that is supposed to give you 51. Now, as you can see, 51 is a constant, but here we also have root 5. It means that if this gives you 51, it means that the term in root 5, we don't have it anymore. It means that the coefficient must be 0 for root 5, right? So something happened here to give you 51 for the constant, and for the root 5 it just disappeared. Now let's simplify this. Let's group all the root 5s together and all the other things together. So here you will have a squared plus a plus 45, that's for the constant, and for the root 5 together you will have plus 6a minus b root 5 equal to 51 plus 0 root 5. Now as you can see, this one equates to this one as a constant, and this one equates to this one. So this is a squared plus a plus 45 equal to 51, which means a squared plus a plus, what is 45 minus 51? That should be minus 6. So let's solve this equation first. You will have a times a. What is 6? 6 is 3 times 2. 3 times 2. To get plus 1, you have to do plus 3 minus 1. So a is equal to 2. A is equal to minus 3. Now for this one you have what? Let's see. We have 6a minus b is equal to 0. Right, 0. Now b is equal to 6a. So let's find the corresponding values for b. So when a is equal to 2, the value of b is what? 6 times 2, that will be 12. And when a is equal to minus 3, 6 times minus 3, that will be minus 18. So let's write this down. The possible values of a, so first, when a is equal to 2, the value of b is equal to 12. Or you can say, when a is equal to minus 3, b is equal to minus 18. That will be your answer for question number 9. Question number 10, prove that this minus this equal to 10. So let's first begin with the left hand side. As always, we have to begin with the left hand side. So what is sec? Sec x is equal to 1 over cos x. Now what is cosec? It is 1 over sin x. Simplify, you will have 1 over cos x times 1 over sin x minus cot. What is cot? Cot is cos x over sin x. Now let's simplify, you will have 1 over cos x sin x minus cos x over sin x. Now we have two fractions. The base are different, so we have to make them become the same base. By using LCM, you will see that how can I make this become this? We have to multiply by cos. You will have cos x sin x have 1 minus cos square x. Now what is cos square x? So what is 1 minus cos square x? As you guys know by now, we know that sin square x plus cos square x equal to 1. So 1 minus cos square x is equal to sin square x. So replace, you will have sin square x over cos x and sin x. So this one cancel out this one. That will be sin x over cos x. That is tan x. It is shown as required. Now for part 2, use the results from part 1 to solve this equation. So in part 1 we have sec x cosec x minus cot x, that was equal to tan x. That was for part 1. Now here we have this, and here we have this as well. So let's make this the subject of formula. That will become sec x cosec x equal to tan x plus cot x. So replace this in this. You will have tan x plus cot x equal to 3 cot x. Now let's send this one over here. You will have tan x equal to 2 cot x. Now what is cot x? Cot x is just 1 over tan x. So you will have tan x equal to 2 over tan x. Then we have to cross multiply. So you will have tan square x is equal to 2. From this you will have tan x is equal to plus minus root 2. So first let's take the minus value. So let's say tan of x is minus root 2. Now for negative value of tan, it will be in your second quadrant and your third and your fourth quadrant. So this will be 180 minus theta, and this is 360 minus theta. So let's find the value of theta first. Theta will be just, let me find the calculator. That will be tan inverse of root 2. That is 54.7. But for the value of x, that will be 180 minus this. So 180 minus 54.7, that should be 125.3, or it can be 360 minus 54.7, that should be 305.3. Now for the positive value of tan, so tan x is equal to root 2, x will be tan inverse of root 2, that will be 54.7. So now for positive value of tan, it will be in your first quadrant and in your third quadrant. So first one is just theta, this one will be 180 plus theta, so plus 180, so 54.7 plus 180, that should be 234.7. Now for the value of x, that will be x equal to 54.7, 125.3, then we have 234.7, and finally 305.3. And that is your question number 10. On to question number 11. The diagram shows a sector OPQ, so we have OPQ of a circle with center O and radius x. This is the radius x, which means this is also x, but this is 5, so this will be x minus 5. Now angle POQ is equal to 0.8 radians, so this angle is 0.8. The point S lies on OQ, okay, such that OS is 5. The point R lies on OP, such that the angle ORS is a right angle, as you can see here. Okay. Given that the area of the triangle ORS, so ORS is 1/5, which is 1 over 5, the area of the sector OPQ, OPQ. First one, find the area of the sector OPQ in terms of x, and hence show that the value of x is equal to this. So how do you find area of sector? It's pretty easy. We use our formula. So area of sector OPQ is equal to half r square theta. Half, what is the radius? It is x, so that will be x square, and the value of theta is 0.8. So that will be 0.4 x square for the area of sector OPQ. Okay. Now we have to use this information. It says, given that the area of the triangle ORS is 1/5 of the area of this. So how do you find area of the triangle? If you observe, we know this side, this is a right angle triangle. OSR is a right angle triangle. So we first can find this length, and we can find this length if we want to find the area of triangle. Or we can just find one of them and use our sine formula. So let's do that. Let's find this length. So what is the length of OR? OR is given to you by, we have hypotenuse, we have adjacent, we have to use cos. So OR, we have to use cos of 0.8, that will be OR over 5. So from here we have OR is equal to 5 times cos of, we have to use radians, of 0.8. That will be 3.484, correct, to 3 decimal place. Now we have to use that to find area of triangle. So area of triangle will be half times sine of this angle times this side and this side. So from here, let's write down area of triangle is equal to half of sine of the angle is 0.8 times the two sides, one is 5 and one is 3.484. So let's do that. So half times sine of 0.8 times 5 times 3.484, that should give you 6.247. 6.247. Now, since we know the area of triangle and we know the area of sector, we have to use this information. It says area of triangle is 1/5 the area of sector. So basically, area of triangle, which is 6.242, is 1/5 of area of sector, which is 0.4x squared. So what is the value of x squared? X squared will be this times this divided by this. So times 5 divided by 0.4. That should be 78.09. So x will be square root. That will be 8.8369. So now you have to give your answer correct to 3 decimal place. That will be 8.837. That's your value for x. That will be in terms of centimeters for the radius. Now next question is we have to find the perimeter of PQSR. So PQSR will be this, this, and this. Now we know the value of x is 8.837. So what is this side? This will be this minus this. We have seen that OR has been given to you by 3.484. So let's do that. Minus 3.484. That should be 5.35. So this is 5.353. And how about this side? This side is pretty easy. We can use our triangle to find this side. So since we know the area of this triangle is what? Is 6.24. How do you find area of triangle? You know that it is half times base, which is this one, OR was 3.484. That's the base, and the height we don't know, times height is supposed to give you the area of triangle, which is 6.247. So the value of h will be what? It will be, so 6.247 times 2 divided by 3.484. So using this equation, h is 3.586. That's your value for height, h. 3.586. Now what is the value for arc PQ? So we can use the formula arc PQ is equal to r theta. Radius is 8.8, so 8.837 times the angle, which is 0.8. 8.837 times 0.8, that should be 7.0696. So what is the perimeter? So what is this one? X minus 5. So x is 8.837 minus 5, that should be 3.837. So the perimeter of this region, we have to add all this side, this plus this plus this plus this. That should be equal to what? Let's try. So we have 3.586 plus 3.837 plus this plus 7.0696 plus 5.353. That should be 19.8, correct to 3SF. That is your perimeter, 19.8, correct to 3SF. So of course you will write all these things on this space here for your marks, because they have to see your work to give you marks. Now for part 3, find the area of PQSR, sorry. So how would you find the area of PQSR? We first have to find the area of sector and then minus the area of triangle. Pretty easy. So we know that area of sector is given to you by 0.4 x squared from part 1, as you can see here. So we know that the value of x is given by 8.837. So what is area of sector? Let's find that. 0.4 times 8.837 square. That should be 31.23. Now we have to minus the area of triangle, as you can see. This is the area of triangle, 6.247. So minus 6.247. That will be 24.99, so 25.0 centimeter square. So it's always best to write how you find your answer, because it helps the markers to give you marks easily. So you will write, okay, this is just area of sector minus area of triangle. So you have to explain your answer to them as well. It is best when you write those things, they understand what's happening and they know exactly how you get your answer. So this is your part 3 of question number 11. Now let's move on to question number 12. Show that x minus 2 is a factor of this. So pretty easy. The way we can show this is, let's do x minus 2 equal to 0. So the value of x is equal to 2. Now we say let f of x equal to 3x cubed minus 14x squared plus 32. Now if f of this value equals to 0, it means it is a factor. So 2, that will be 3, 2 cubed minus 14, 2 squared plus 32. That is, what is 3 times 2 power 3? That will be 24 minus, what is 14 times 4? That should be 56 plus 32. That will be 56 minus 56, which is 0. So by showing that, you show that it is a factor of this. That's how you show that. Now for part 2, we have to factorize this completely. So we can do this by long division. So here you have 3x cubed minus 14x squared. Now we don't have x here, we write 0x plus 32. And we have to do a long division of this one. We know that the factor is x minus 2, so we write x minus 2 for the factor. Now, first question is, how can we make x become 3x cubed? We have to multiply that by 3x squared. So multiply, you will have 3x cubed minus 2 times this, that will be minus 6x squared. Minus 14 plus 6, that will be minus 8x squared plus 0x plus 32. Now next step is, how can you make x become minus 8x squared? You have to multiply by minus 8x. So you have minus 8x squared and then plus 16x. That will be this. And 0 minus 16, that will be minus 16x plus 32. Now, same thing, how can you make x becomes minus 16x? You have to multiply by minus 16. So that will become minus 16x plus 32, and that will be 0. So as you can see here, you have your two factors for this function. So you can write f of x is equal to x minus 2, and you have 3x squared minus 8x minus 16. Now we can factorize this again. So this will be 2 brackets. That will be 3x, x. What is 16? 16 is 4 times 4. And how can you make this become minus 8? You can do, so 3x times 4 is 12, minus 12 plus 4, that will become minus 8. So finally you will have f of x is your function. As we have seen here, f of x is this. It is equal to x minus 2 times 3x plus 4 times x minus 4. That is your complete factorization of this function. And that is your question number 12. Okay. I think we have a part B as well of this question. Okay. Now the diagram shows below the part Y, as you can see, cutting the x-axis at the point P and Q. And I know in the question this is the shaded area that we might need to find. Okay. Now what's next? So part 1 is state the x coordinate of P and Q. So let's see what we have as your function. Here you have when this equal to 0. So basically if you observe, let's observe. If you observe, this is the same as this. Because if you have this, let's say if you have 3x minus this over x squared, you just have to multiply by x squared everywhere. You will have the same thing as this, right? So basically this is, so because p and q, they are at the x-axis, and you know that at x-axis, you know that your value of, so at x-axis the value of y is 0. So basically this will be equating to 0, and you have to multiply by x squared everywhere. You will have 3x cubed minus 14x squared plus 32 equal to 0, and you have to find the values of x. So this and this are the same, which means it is factorized into this, right? So again, let's continue on that. You will say let's write this down again. You will say at x-axis the value of y is 0, so we have to solve this equation. So 3x minus 14 plus 32 over x squared is equal to 0. Now multiply everywhere by x squared. You will have 3x cubed minus 14x squared plus 32 equal to 0. Now in part 1 we have seen that this function can be factorized completely into, so x minus 2, x minus 4, and 3x plus 4, that is equal to 0. So what are the values of x? X can be 2, x can be 4, and x can be minus 4 over 3. So in this case, as you can see, x is on the positive side, so x can only be those two values. So for p, x of p will be 2, and x of q will be 4. So these two will be your answer for part 1. Now for part 3, we have to solve this, find this, and hence find the area of the region. So one by one, we can rewrite this as 3x minus 14 plus 32 x minus 2 dx. That will be 3x squared over 2 minus 14x. That will be, we have to plus 1. That will be minus 32 over x plus c. Now to find the area, we have to find between those two limits. So limits will be what? That will be between the value of 4 and p, and 2, sorry. So that will be this, of this, dx, which is going to give you the same thing, but we just don't have to write c anymore because we have limits of integration. That will be this, minus 14x, minus 32 over x for limits between 4 and 2. Now one by one, so for 4 we have to do 3 over 2. 4 squared is 16, minus 14 times 4, minus 32 over 4, minus 3 over 2, 4, minus 14 times 2, minus 32 over 2. Simplify. This one will be 3 over 2 times 16, minus 14 times 4, minus 32, divided by 4. That should be minus 40. Now for this one, that will be 3 over 2 times 4, minus 14 times 2, minus 32 over 2. That should be minus 38. Now simplify, you will have minus 40 minus minus 38. That will be plus, which is minus 2. So now the reason why you have minus here is because the area is below this line. But to write area, area doesn't have really direction. So area will be 2 units square. That is your area of your shaded region. And I think that was the last question. Yep, that is the last question of this paper. So I hope that was somewhat helpful. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you soon.